Be safe, son. My mother would always say before I left on the church camp bus when I was in middle school. Who knew that years later I would start becoming more involved in the church by serving and helping out where I could. Eventually, they ended up offering me a job as a maintenance man there at the church. So those words played through my mind one day when I was working, and I was working on a scissor lift that was about 30 feet high from the floor. I looked down and all I could see was that hard tile floor. We raised up higher on the scissor lift, and it swayed similar to an ocean wave. But this was no vacation. This was work. That day I was working with Chubby. Yes, Chubby was his real name. We're working on changing LED lights similar to the ones that are above my head. They were daisy chained together, meaning they're flowing in one continuous circuit together. What that meant was we had to kill the power on the light switch, and always is standard procedure by using a voltage tester pin that will blink up whenever a wire is hot. But that specific day, it was 3:30 p.m. on a Friday. So who was following procedure? Certainly it wasn't me. Because of my complacency that day, I was working, everything going fine. First light, gray was neutral, black was hot. Everything was all right. And so first light done, no problem. And I was working with Chubby and he goes, "Come on, man, hurry up. I've got my family and dinner waiting for me when I get home." So I hurried up. I didn't test the second light, but I went ahead and took off the gray nut of the wire, and there was no problem. Then I took off the black. I felt that time the force of 120 volts of electricity coursing through my body. I fell and hit the floor of the scissor lift. Luckily, it wasn't the floor beneath the scissor lift. But that day, I saw Chubby's eyes light up like I've never seen before. Usually, his tired, shaded lamp look that he had through his eyes were now filled with panic. They were bright. And so, that day I learned a valuable lesson. Be safe no matter what. Always do your work diligently, checking through all the steps, because you have to be safe for the people who care about you, to come back home to them. So I learned not to be complacent in any of the work I do, no matter how close I am to the finish line. Thank you.